It's the New Normal Podcast with Adam Brandt. Hey there. Thanks for tuning in to It's the New Normal Podcast. I'm your host, Adam, a.k.a. the Chubby Snowbird. How about them Philadelphia Eagles? I haven't seen an ass whipping like that since Trump won every swing state. I gotta be honest, I don't care much for either of the teams, but I gotta give them credit for reaching the pinnacle of football. I mean, the Super Bowl is surely the biggest event in American sports. I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan, so yes, I'm salty that America's team has been missing in action since the mid-1990s. You would think that sports, of all things, would triumph our petty disputes with one another. I mean, it's a game played solely for entertaining the masses. Here we are, the day after, and as the hangovers heal, all we can do is bicker about the halftime show. I feel like over the course of the last month, us peons have been given way too much to fight over. And guess what? We've gladly accepted as good little sheep, because division must be our jam. Let's get into it. United we stand, divided we fall. Surely you've heard this. It's a saying as old as the dirt we stand on. The Greek storyteller Aesop coined the phrase in his fable, The Four Oxen and the Lion. I'll paraphrase this quickly. The gist of it goes, the four oxen were all good buddies, and while they were friendly with one another, they were safe from the lion. Once there were cracks in their friendship, and the fighting amongst the oxen happened, they all went their own way. You guessed it. The lion picked them off one by one. United we stand, divided we fall. I'm quite the optimist. I believe America is the greatest country on earth. Just saying that is enough to get a fight going. It's a shame. You know, we can be united in our love for country, yet have differing opinions. Pretty simple concept. It just seems that someone or some entity is out there that only exists to fuel our divide. And it's not just a divide of opinions. It's become full-blown hatred for people that can't agree on some of the most mundane bullshit. It's sad. So sad that it's almost comical when you peel back the division onion. Let's look at a few examples that have fired up the media, social networks, and even seeped into the real world lately. Number one is easy. Donald Trump. This guy sets the fucking world on fire. Of course, politics have always been linked to starting fights. Politics starts wars. But Trump, it's a completely different level of batshit crazy with this guy. Families can't gather. Friends are at each other's throats. Shit. I just read today that a husband turned Republican. His liberal wife wants to sleep with his liberal friends as payback, like I said earlier. So sad, it's comical. We're not going to spend a lot of time on Trump, as the divide he seems to cause, it's a pretty known quantity. How about them Grammys? What is it about music awards that get us sheep all cranked up? Remember way back when Kanye, he ran up on stage when Taylor Swift was accepting an award at the VMAs? Holy shit, it was all we could talk about. Poor Taylor. What a horrible man. If you've seen Ye's website shop today, he's, you'd say he's doubled down on being horrible. I just hope his naked-ass girlfriend or wife or whatever she is okay. And he's not holding her hostage and forcing her to do all this shit in public. Can we get a wellness check here? Anyhow, back to the music awards. The queen of country. No, not Dolly Parton. I'm talking about Beyonce. Beyonce? Country? No fucking way. Oh, yeah. And now she's got the Grammy to prove it. Talk about setting the world ablaze. It's been nonstop fighting among us divided music lovers, even the music haters. Shit. I've seen deaf folks chiming in on her best country album. We're all riled up. You got the folks who watch Yellowstone just in utter disbelief that Beyonce could win the award. It's just not country. Hate to break it to you. Have you heard country lately? Country hasn't been country for going on 25 years now. You know, the old George Strait and Randy Travis, Reba, Linda Ronstadt. The country I grew up with was country. Oh, there I go, starting another fight. The question is, can us white folks just not like the album based off an idea of what country is? Or must we be racist if we don't like it? Separately, can black folks be country music artists? Yes to both. I hate a bunch of music. It doesn't matter the race of the performer. I'm sure most of you feel the same way. I also love a bunch of music. And once again, doesn't matter the race of the performer. I don't recall this crazy race stuff when it came to Darius. But I mean, who doesn't love Hootie? But you've got Charlie Pride, Jimmy Allen, Kane Brown. Is it okay for black men to be country singers? Shit. Tracy Chapman wrote a song that won a CMA. The Pointer Sisters won a Grammy. Why is it that Beyonce and her album are so polarizing? Maybe the music just plain sucked compared to current country hits. Quite possibly, there are some racist white folks that would never accept her as a legitimate country singer. But shit, she's Texan. There has to be some country music that influenced her along the way. All right. You know, I'm guessing for every white person that wouldn't accept Beyonce into country music based off her race, there's got to be a similar number of black folks that will never accept Eminem as a rapper. And you know, there's always going to be hatred. But the real deep racist hate isn't what's fueling these petty divides amongst us. So Beyonce wins the Grammy for Country Album of the Year. I'm going to go with the unpopular opinion, especially amongst white guys, and say, good for her. Music is universal. It should be colorblind. I think just blasting her because of Jay-Z or her past music, well, it's just plain short-sighted. Country music is supposed to bring people together, like all music. Wouldn't you want a huge star to be involved in promoting country music? How many young ears from different cultures and communities may find country music absolutely life-changing, and only because Beyonce turned them on to it? Anytime a genre can expand into underserved areas, it's good for the genre as a whole. Whether she deserved the Grammy or not, I think we can all agree that Beyonce has done no harm to the business of country music. I think we're only bickering to hear ourselves bicker, because Beyonce having a new little award has absolutely zero effect on any of our lives. Oh my gosh. Have you heard of this guy from South Africa? He's making electric cars, and they're going to be affordable, and he's going to save the planet. Yep. Remember when Elon was universally loved for disrupting the old fossil fuel car makers? The liberals were throwing money, tax incentives, and all of their support behind him. What do you mean? He's white? He's conservative? And he's trying to fight waste, fraud, and abuse in government? Fuck that guy. He's a Nazi. As much as Beyonce singing country music explodes the feeble minds of us humans, along comes Elon Musk. He was a darling in the media, despite his rough edges. Oh, he's got Asperger's, he's a genius, he's incredible, just tremendous. So the guy buys Twitter after witnessing how the platform swayed an election in 2020. He released the ugliest truck known to man. I gotta say, I dig it. I spent hundreds of hours in elementary school drawing that same exact truck. But then he befriended Donald Trump. Here we are, February of 2025, and the former smart guy, hard worker, planet-saving dude is now
a Nazi trying to steal my identity.
Sure, Elon wants your 350 credit score and bank balance of $29. How did he become so divisive?
Well, he bought an election.
No.
Well, he's a Nazi.
Nope again.
Well, he destroyed that Twitter.
Well, yeah, he sort of did destroy Twitter, and it's not even called Twitter anymore, it's X. So I'll give you that one. Elon is a guy that he just dreams big. Think about PayPal, Tesla, SpaceX, Starlink. All of these have changed the world. And I gotta be honest, if I could have cashed out just one big idea for millions somewhere along the way in my past, I'd be retired. Done. Finished. No more work for this guy. No more ideas. Fuck humanity. I got mine. But nope, not Elon. He just keeps doing shit. And it's not small shit. It's like the most important shit. Thinking ahead to have the ability to put the human race on Mars. Because sooner or later, we'll destroy ourselves. And at least somebody is actively working on a contingency plan. I mean, this guy's got to have a million better things to do than try to make our government run more efficient. But here he is, doing it anyways. In a sane world, the populace would rally behind this guy. We'd unite in thanks. We all know how fucked up our government agencies are, and have been for decades. Now, Mr. Smarty Pants steps up to fix it.
Screw him, he's a Nazi.
So comical that we're divided on trimming wasteful spending. I just don't get it. Maybe you do. Wouldn't it be great to have little distractions from fighting each other online all day, every day? Something like, sports. Like football on Super Bowl Sunday. It cures all ills. Except maybe the Monday hangover. Even when we don't root for either team, we tune in to the Super Bowl anyway, if for no other reason to watch the commercials. We usually spend a few hours watching, eating, maybe enjoying a beer.
Not you, Pete Hegseth.
What's the worst that can happen? Oh, shit. The halftime show. Trump, Beyonce, Elon, they all take a back seat. Trump was even at the game. Nobody gives two shits now. It's all about Kendrick Lamar. Half the country loved it. The other half, well, they're a bunch of white racists. And they just don't understand the message. Oh boy, here we go. You know what I didn't understand? Pretty much any of the words. What's with the rappers of the last decade or more talking like their mouth is full of shit? Trust me, I grew up listening to a lot of rap. I understood almost everything Too Short, Slick Rick, Eazy-E, and Bone Thugs and Harmony had to say. I had no idea what Kendrick was saying. I did pick up on some of the Drake stuff, though. I know. Kendrick Lamar is a prolific rapper. One of the greatest of all time. He's a Pulitzer Prize winner. Guess what? At the end of the day, he's just like the football players and other rappers and singers and actors and whatnot. He's a paid entertainer. Sure, he's got a history of symbolism at his concerts. Guess what? People pay to go see that shit. Why can't I just watch a game, a few commercials, a musical performance, and not have to decipher a bigger meaning? Entertainment is supposed to give us brain-dead zombies an escape. An escape from the real shit that divides us. Samuel Jackson portraying Uncle Sam. The split flag. The revolution talk. The call to action of turning off your TV. I get it. He's got the largest audience ever. Why not make a statement? But what if that statement just divides us more? Was that his goal? Or is that someone else's goal? Was it the right statement last night? All day on Monday. Horrible halftime show. Oh, you're probably racist. Great job, Kendrick. Surely he planned this out. He's going to change the world. He's a free thinker. He's controversial. He's an outlaw. Guess what? The real people at the top that control all the strings, Kendrick Lamar played right into their hands, sowing more seeds of division. He showed us a game he thought he was playing. Sadly, just a pawn in a much bigger game. The folks that decide these things, the commercial, the music at the Super Bowl, they're the ones we need to be fighting. The 1%ers. You know what? And we would be if we didn't have distractions placed in front of our faces every second of every day. The world's all fucked up. Fat people hate skinny people. Poor people hate rich people. The whites hate the blacks hate the whites hate the Asians, the whites hate the Mexicans, Christians hate Muslims, short people hate tall people, the dumb hate the smart, the lazy hate successful. We could go on forever. It's always one team pitted against another. Divide us evenly. Republican versus Democrat. Chiefs versus Eagles. Man versus woman. Human versus nature. That's why I watch golf. A bunch of folks just hashing it out on a golf course. It's tough to hate any of them. There's really no direct rivalries. Why don't we have 3 or 4 or heck, even 7 political parties? Why are we herded into the left pen or the right pen? Easy. It would disrupt a whole system built on keeping us as evenly divided as possible. Neither side ever gets too supportive of any one thing as to ruin the balance. Imagine if a few other parties did break up the you versus me system, which is everywhere you look. Matthew McConaughey had a commercial trying to say football was just a conspiracy to get us to buy and eat more food. Shit, as funny as that sounds, it's probably a lot closer to the truth. Sports as a whole may be designed to split us down the middle. Chiefs or Eagles. Yankees versus Dodgers. Lakers versus Bulls. Go back to gym class. Pick 2 teams. Divide us up. All we know is winning or losing. In life, that's just not real. Life isn't a game. We're not always winning. We're not always losing. We're just living. Sometimes we win. Sometimes we lose. But 99% of the time, we're all just doing what's necessary to get through the day and on to the next one. What if we could turn off all the noise? Turn off the TV like Lamar says. Is that enough? I think we need to unplug our whole lives to get away from the stupid shit that's put out there to divide us. We're fighting the battles that the 1% want us to fight. Think about going to the grocery store. There are people there of all shapes, sizes, genders, races, economic status, different religions. This is real life. And the grocery store pretty much goes off without a hitch every single time. But if you were to listen to the media, you'd think we'd be murdering each other in the chip aisle. And it's just not true. It's not until we read these headlines that the worst of us rears its ugly head. At some point, we do need to quit the noise. And we have to put aside the silly differences. If we fail to do so, we're going to reach the fall. We're going to reach the fall part of united we stand, divided we fall. And nobody wants to see that. So let's be kind. Let's be happy. Let's stop reading all the news. Let's stop fighting with one another on the social media. That's all for today. Make sure you subscribe to the show. And if you'd like to continue the conversation, find me, the Chubby Snowbird, on TikTok, Instagram, X, and YouTube. As always, thanks for listening. Peace out.